or dividing, if you have an even number of negatives, the answer is positive. If you have an odd number of negatives, your answer is negative. So I want you to change from that thinking a negative times a negative is a positive. Because then what happens if you have 6 of them multiplied together?
Can you pull it down?
Oh, yeah. What happens when you have 6? You know, your way works for how many? 2 numbers. But sometimes you're going to get more numbers than just 2. So if there is an even number of negative signs, the answer is positive. Odd number, the answer is negative. This only works in multiplying and dividing. I'm quick to assume you know what an even number is, but I could be wrong. What are the even numbers? 2. Okay. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, so on. What are odd numbers? 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So you guys do know that part, right? I'm assuming correct, you know that. So if we would have negative 10 times 8. Remember, those parentheses shows times, right? Count the negatives. How many negatives are in this problem? 1. Is 1 an odd number or an even number? Odd, so my answer will be negative. Then multiply your numbers. 10 times 8 is 80. Make sense so far? Negative 1 times negative 2 times 3 times negative 5. Count the number of negative signs. How many are there? 3. If there's 3, does that mean my answer is negative or positive? Negative, because 3 is an odd number. Then multiply your numbers. 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 3 is, and 6 times 5 is 30. Negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 1. Count the number of negatives. How many are there? 4. Is 4 an odd or an even number? Even. Therefore, our answer will be... You don't have to write the plus sign in front of it for positive numbers. You can if you want. What's 2 times 2? Times 2 is? Times 1. So your answer is 8. Making sense? I think the multiplying and dividing is easier than the adding and subtracting. Negative 1/2 times 3/4. The fractions don't ever go away. Is my answer going to be negative or positive? How do I know that? How do I know it's negative? There's an odd number. There's 1. When you multiply fractions, what do you do?